So what's going on at the minute? There is a housing crisis, not enough properties for people to live in. There's a lot of people on the streets. There's something like 120,000 people that are homeless, which is absolutely terrible. The state of affairs of Australian housing at the moment is in real trouble. The big fix will be in the hands of government and being able to produce more housing in a quicker time frame. Councils to be able to get processing developments through a lot quicker to build more homes, etc., etc. That's the only thing that's going to fix that. But if you're sitting there as an investor and on hard times thinking these properties are going to cost me money and I'm impacting my life at the minute and I'm thinking of selling the property, we've got to think twice, because that's going to make this crisis even worse, and it's only going to increase rents for everyone else because the demand will be still high, but the supply will be less. If investors like yourselves are having to sell up, generally they're bought by owner-occupiers. So I feel the pain, and obviously interest rates have gone a long way from 2% now to 6.5%, right? But we've got to keep these properties at all costs, right? So easier said than done, but the compounded growth for you, for your own personal wealth creation, rental crisis and housing crisis aside, will reward you for the long term, right? Historically, the last 30 years on average, property prices have gone up around 7.6% in Australia. So remember that when we're thinking about selling with a short-term vision, because it's hurting the bank balance too much, right? What can we do to help that? Well, we might work extra shifts. We might even take on a second job, right? And it might seem as though it's quite outrageous to go and do that, but downturns and situations like this are short-lived. We move on, and there's a lot of people that come to me and say, I should have kept that property, not I should have sold that property, right? So think about those comments when we're thinking about putting property on the market. We talk to a local real estate agent, and of course they're wanting to recommend you sell the property because it's a new listing for them. So just think about your own situation, analyze your cash flow, look at what's coming in and what's going out from a personal level, but also from a property perspective. Once I get my tax return, what's the net result? What sort of buffers do I need up my sleeve for the next year to run that property? Look at my rents. Am I charging market rents? I'm not saying go and overinflate the rents for the poor people that are renting homes. However, we've got to be competitive in this environment, right? So look at that as well. But I want to reiterate that selling this property is going to make this crisis worse. And from your own personal point of view, think about that compounding growth over time and the reason you got into property investing in the first place.